Here's my second favorite video. So cops like to just be assholes, right? Because they are. So this guy is filming him, and he wants to get the guy's badge number. You see that? He's filming him. He's a citizen. Wants to get the guy's badge number. So the cop decides, well, I can do whatever I want to you. Because look,
I got other cops around me.
I got tear gas. I got cops around me. I got a gun. I got Kevlar. I got a helmet. And I look like a badass. And I'm feeling strife. I'm feeling like I could almost get an erection again. So that's what that guy's feeling like. And so watch what he does. So he takes the guy's camera and throws it right in his face. This guy does that because he's got all his buddies around him. So he's a real tough guy now because you would never do that to this guy in real life.
And by the way, I'm allowed to know your name and your badge number.
That's right.
I'm allowed to know that.
That's right. So watch what this guy does. You don't see it. The camera goes away for a second, but you can put it together what he does. Watch this. He fucking knocked that cop out. He fucking knocked that cop out. You want to see it again? Fucking knocked that cop out.
Now, you know what I will say is
Knocked
interesting?
that fucking cop out.
Did you notice how when a cop is knocked out, then all of a sudden several cops tend to the needs of that cop?
Yeah,
but if you're a citizen,
But if you're a citizen, they don't give a shit. Again,
they
they're
keep
not
walking.
They're not there to serve. They're there to hurt you and protect the elite. And so that guy got knocked the fuck out. And maybe that's what you get when you fuck with someone who's a citizen when you're paid to serve them. What do the bootlickers think about this? What do the bootlickers think about that? Is it okay if somebody disrespects you, you can knock them out? It's only the police who can knock out citizens when they get disrespected? So that guy he's assaulting the citizen, taking his property and throwing it out of his hand and throwing it away and breaking it. He's assaulting that guy. That guy responds in kind. How do you think a cop would react if a cop came up to you with the phone and you ripped it out of his hand and threw it? How do you think the cop would react? Want to see it again? Because I do. Bam. Bam. Shit, maybe you shouldn't fuck with people who are 10 times bigger than you for no reason. Maybe you shouldn't be such an asshole, a violent asshole. Maybe you shouldn't start creating violence at this protest. Hey, maybe you should be more responsible. Do you think that's what they're saying to him? That's what I would say.
Hey, are you using your de-escalation training?
Yeah. And that guy who hit him's got fucking balls, man. Because there's cops everywhere. And he's like, no, you can't disrespect me like that, motherfucker. No. Is there anybody on the cop side in this? In the chat? Anybody still defending this piece of shit?
I believe the snowflake bootlickers have gone
left?
away.
Good.
But they're still really sad.
Go watch Crowder or something, or go watch Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
He loves the cops. Go watch those guys. You're all a bunch of bootlicking pussies, and I don't give a fuck if you ever watch my show.
Oh, yeah, go away.
Go away.
Go away. You're gross.
And then this guy who pretends he's a protester, actually a cop. So now, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I've been to Fort Wayne, Indiana plenty. I've been to Omaha, Nebraska plenty. I've been everywhere. All these cities, I've been to all of them. And I've been to Fort Wayne at least a half a dozen times.
Can I ask you a question before you do
The last thing they need is riot cops in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I don't even know if they have. I think that's the traffic light.
Can you do me a favor and clarify for bootlickers something? So you showed the video earlier of the woman getting out of a car and hitting a cop, and then she was struck by a policeman.
Right. The cop escalated the violence instead of doing what he was supposed to.
So what's the difference between that and the man that just hit the cop? because the bootlickers don't understand. What's the difference?
Oh, the difference. The
It's
difference
hard
is
for the bootlickers to figure it out.
the difference is the cops are supposed to be the professional in the situation to serve the public. So if that woman might have a mental problem, that woman might have just been assaulted before. She might be in distress. Who knows what's going on with that woman? But she's not a threat to those policemen. And so what they did was, instead of restraining her and taking care of her, they assaulted her and escalated the violence, which is the exact opposite of what you want. If that was your mother, is that how you want them to handle it? If that was your sister, what if she's having a fucking schizophrenic episode? That's how you want them to handle it? So the difference between that and then this other situation is that cop is the guy in control. The cop was the guy in control. The cop's got all his cop friends. He's the tough guy. He's the guy being paid to be there to serve them. So you see, it's totally different. That woman's a random citizen who might have some problems. This guy's a cop given the authority. So when cops are given the monopoly on violence, do you understand what that means? That they're allowed to, like if you're walking down the street and you see cops hitting someone, you're not going to go, oh my God. You're going to go, well, that guy must have did something. They have been, but if they weren't cops and you saw somebody hitting someone, you would go, oh my God, we got to stop it. We got to do something. Because cops are given the monopoly on violence. They're allowed to use violence. And they're given a gun. And with that comes huge responsibilities. Huge. One of them is you don't assault a guy who's filming you. Another one is you don't instigate violence. That's what those cops were doing. That's what that cop did when he took his phone and threw it. That's the difference. It's not that hard to understand. It's hard to understand if you're embracing your inner racist and you're watching Sean Hannity and you're a fucking bootlicker and you don't understand that cops are fucking criminal assholes. If you don't understand that, go fuck with some cops and see what happens to you.
Thanks for the clarification.
So here's what happened in South Bend. Watch this. South Bend. There's their one traffic light. They're all dressed like they're taking over Fallujah. They've got nothing to worry about. There's nothing happening. But the cops, they have weapons, so they want to use them. They've been giving these weapons like these flashbangs. Oh my God, how much? I wish I had a flashbang. How much fun would that be? I love blowing off fireworks. So watch what they do. Completely peaceful protests. Nobody's doing nothing. Watch this. Broad daylight. Watch this. So do you see what the cops just did? Yeah. Cop just threw a flashbang. Did you see that?
Yep, for
just
entertainment.
Just to entertain themselves, to fuck with people.
From the second line.
So he's throwing. That looks like tear gas. And now, now they're macing people.
Why?
And then that guy. Why is he macing that guy? Why are you They're just assaulting people. There's nothing happening. It's Fort Wayne. Do you see how there's nothing happening? Do you see how nothing is happening? And do you see how the cops are just, they want to feel like badasses because they're a bunch of thumb-dick, steroided up fucking pussies? That's what cops are, man. They're bullies. That's all that is. And none of those cops turn around and go, why are you doing that? You want to see it again? This is fucking South Bend, Indiana. And then they start tear gassing them. There's kids out there and girls with signs, people on scooters, and they start tear gassing them. Kids on scooters. Cops are such cowards.
Sad.
If you're siding with the cops, brutalizing people, you're a bootlicker. And you're a Trumper. A lot of Trumpers are bootlickers. A lot of Obama voters are bootlickers. So, I mean, you see, I showed you.
If you're a bootlicker, we'd like to invite you to open up your critical thinking skills right now and think about humanity.
No, I don't care. Those people need to get the only thing that's going to change their mind is when a cop throws them out of their house, or a cop cracks their head, or a cop sexually assaults their wife or their girlfriend, or a cop shoots them with a rubber bullet, or a cop tear gasses their mother. That's the only thing that's going to change a bootlicker's mind, and even then it might not, because those are people who are self-loathing also. They like a daddy figure. They like authority. Conservatives in general like daddies and you become a better person by how loyal and subservient you are to authority. That's the mind of a conservative, right? The more loyal and subservient you are and obedient you are to authority, the more moral of a person you are in a conservative's mind. Now, I'm more of a radical lefty, and I say fuck the police. I say fuck the power, fuck the establishment. Let's fucking make them scared of us. Whereas conservatives are like, cops should beat the fuck out of you if you actually do things that you like. They're the exact opposite of George Washington. George Washington said, I'm going to get a gun and start shooting some motherfuckers. That was George Washington, and that's how he felt about the government. The people who follow the conservatives today are the opposite of George Washington. They're the people who would still be in subservience to the fucking king of England if it was up to them. Those are bootlickers. And if you're in a protest that is being sanctioned by the police, you're not in a protest. You're in a parade.